For the first time since 2010, the Philadelphia Eagles will enter a season without Jason Kelce on their roster. So I have to ask you this. As we're entering a new era of Philadelphia football, Eagle fans, are you ready for it? Oh, my bad. Ron Kelce, brother. My bad. Welcome everybody to JG9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared Garnay, representing the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking about the announcement that was a long time coming, the announcement that I don't think surprised a lot of people considering everything he said during the season, and especially his behavior after the wild card round game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce officially announcing his retirement. He will no longer be playing in the NFL. Had a press conference yesterday where he spoke for 45 minutes about his decision, what went into it, and what the city of Philadelphia and the fan base meant to him. Said Kelce on his retirement, "It has always been a goal of mine to play my whole career in one city, and I couldn't have dreamt a better one and a better fit if I tried. I don't know what's next, but I look forward to the new challenges and opportunities that await. And I know that I carry with me the lessons from my time here, and that forever we can all share the bond of being Philadelphians." Now, Jason Kelce, one of the greatest to ever do it, started 193 games for the Eagles over his 13-year career with the team, one of the best centers of all time. And if you're thinking, is this video going to be about whether or not he gets into the Hall of Fame, this thing behind me right here, with this team behind me right here, the answer is no. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Jason Kelce's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it whatsoever. He's the 5th center in NFL history with 6 or more AP first-team All-Pro nominations. The other 4 are in the Hall of Fame: Jim Otto, Bulldog Turner, Dermontti Dawson, and Jim Ringo. He was an instrumental part in helping the Eagles win a Super Bowl, instrumental part in the tush push. He is making the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it, best center of a generation. There is no doubt in my mind that Jason Kelce is getting in. The question that I want to answer in this video, is he going to get it on the first ballot? I think that's really the question that people are asking. How long do we have to wait for Jason Kelce to get in? Now, on one hand, he plays a position that is not very glamorous. It is not glamorous in the slightest bit. Center, interior offensive line. Usually guys struggle getting in on the first ballot. There are 5 pure centers in the Hall of Fame who played their career exclusively in the post-merger era. So I'm not counting guys like Bruce Matthews that played all over the line. I'm talking guys that played pretty much exclusively at center. You had Jim Langer, Mike Webster, Dermontti Dawson, Dwight Stevenson, and Kevin Mawae. Of those 5 guys that played center exclusively in the post-merger era, only one of them got in on the first ballot, and that was Miami Dolphins center Jim Langer. And even that was highly controversial. He got in over Alan Page on the first ballot, and Bob Griese, who had to wait a bit. He got in over those guys. A lot of controversy over that. But regardless, just one center in the Hall of Fame getting in on the first ballot from the post-merger era. There are some cons working against Kelce compared to Langer, because I think that has to be the comparison if Langer got on the first ballot. Number one, not on an all-decade team. Jason Kelce did not make it onto an all-decade team. Now, maybe that could change. Maybe he makes it onto the all-2020s team, but we won't know that until 2029, and he's not eligible to make the class until 2029, so we won't know by the time he is eligible whether he'll be on an all-decade team or not. Jim Langer was on the all-1970s team. On top of that, Langer was a part of a dynasty. You get a bit of a boost for that. Kelce not a part of a dynasty. Having said that, though, despite that, and despite the fact that Kelce does not play a position where guys get in on the first ballot, I would be stunned, absolutely stunned, if he does not get in on the first ballot. I don't think Eagle fans are going to have to wait very long. I think Jason Kelce gets in 2029, first ballot, and there's a few reasons why. Number one, media exposure. Part of the problem with interior offensive linemen is they're not really glamorous guys. They don't get a lot of publicity. Jason Kelce got a ton of publicity based on his podcast, based on his appearances in the media, based on how good he is with the press. This is not the last we're hearing of Jason Kelce. You know Jason Kelce's name even if you're not a football fan. His podcast isn't going to stop. He's going to get media opportunities elsewhere. He might be doing some stuff with Amazon or another network. I could definitely see him getting signed on to a major network sometime soon. Jason Kelce will be a household name for years to come. That helps him out a ton. Even though it should be based on the field stuff, you're going to know who Jason Kelce is. you're not going to forget who Jason Kelce is and how good he was with the Eagles. Also, he was an integral part of an innovative play that changed the game. When you think tush push, you think Jason Kelce. Without Kelce, there is no tush push, and I think that plays a part in it. On top of that, he's got double the AP first-team All-Pros that Jim Langer did, and Langer made it on the first ballot. Langer made 3 first-team All-Pros, Kelce made 6. He made more Pro Bowls than Langer. Langer made 6, Kelce made 7. But here are the 2 big ones that I want to talk about. Number 1, there is no one in Jason Kelce's class in 2029 that is retired that has a shot in the world at being a first-ballot guy. Unless Aaron Rodgers goes on a darkness retreat and decides that he's done, no one's getting in first ballot in 2029. No one has a shot besides Jason Kelce. Now, I did say Matthew Slater could get in. There's a very high chance that he will get in at some point. I did a video on his Hall of Fame chances. Go check that out if you haven't already. But he's not getting in first ballot. There's no way Slater gets in on the first ballot. Now, that could change if Julio Jones doesn't play. If Jones doesn't play in 2023, you could say he has a shot of getting in on the first ballot. He's a contender to make the Hall of Fame alongside Jason Kelce. But right now, there is no one in his class that retired that has a shot at being a first ballot guy. The other thing working in Kelce's favor, there are no obvious holdovers from the 2028 draft class. Tom Brady is going in 2028 on the first ballot. No doubt in my mind. J.J. Watt going in first ballot in 2028. No one else from that Hall of Fame class in 2028 has a shot at being a first ballot guy. And even if they somehow did, they're not obvious like Antonio Gates, where Gates is going to make it the following year or the year after that. Gates is an obvious holdover. There's no obvious holdovers from that 2028 Hall of Fame class in terms of the first ballot guys in eligibility. AJ Green's not getting in second ballot. He's not getting in. Devin McCourty's not getting in. Definitely not second ballot. Ronnie Hudson, very good center. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame. Definitely not second ballot. Byron Jones, he's not getting in. And he's definitely not getting in second ballot. Tom Brady, J.J. Watt, they're making it first ballot. There's no one else from 2028 they have to discuss that has a shot in the world at doing it. And 2029, again, unless Julio Jones doesn't play again, there is no one else from 2029 that's eligible, no one else to retire this year, that has a shot at making it to the Hall of Fame besides Matthew Slater, who's definitely not getting in first ballot. So the path is wide open for Jason Kelce to get in. He's loved in the media. That goes a long way. He's got the accolades. He's got a ring. He is part of an integral play. He's got double the AP First Team All-Pros. He's got more Pro Bowls than Langer, who got in first ballot. I know it's tough for centers to get in first ballot, but considering all the circumstances working in his favor and not a lot of circumstances working against him, I'd be stunned if Jason Kelce is not getting enshrined into canon in 2029. I would be absolutely stunned if that doesn't happen. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Jason Kelce is a Hall of Famer? More importantly, do you think Jason Kelce makes it in on the first ballot? What are your memories of Jason Kelce as an Eagle, or as a player in the NFL, or as a person? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And Jason Kelce, congrats on your retirement. You've earned it. Heck of a career. And I promise you, you'll be remembered forever in NFL history at some point in the halls of Canton, Ohio. And that's going to do for this episode of JJ9 News. Be sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, JaguarGary9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is JaguarGary9 signing off. And as always, go Jags.